All right, now I can't see you on the screen. Would it be possible for you to show your camera as well? All right, perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Perfect.
So, Arif, I'll start where we left off, okay, during our last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I believe Furiel is no longer there. Is that correct? She's gone somewhere?
Yes, he's gone for work.
Okay, all right, perfect. So, we'll start where we left off. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
starting with the birthday. Can I ask you what your birthday is, Arif?
Yeah, February
Okay, so that would be February, yeah,
25,
25.
64.
1964. All right, perfect. And what did you say your occupation was again? Technician,
Calibration tech.
calibration tech. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, now, Arif, do you have any dependent children under 18?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Um, Now, this is for Furiel. Okay. Do you know if she has any life insurance through work?
The license at work.
Yeah, life insurance at work or through work.
Uh, Let me check with her. Hold on a second.
Okay, no problem.
Not probably. Oh, can you finish mine first if you don't mind? Then
Yeah,
you can
sure.
go.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
So we can get your
just finish
information
mine
down.
first and then we'll go
Yeah.
with this for
All
yeah.
right, perfect. Perfect. So, do you have any whole life insurance, Arif, through work? Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and do you know how much that is?
50K?
Is that 50,000 you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and do you have a term policy as well?
What do you mean? Explain. I don't know. I don't know about all this
All
thing.
right, perfect. So term policies are temporary benefits. Okay, so when you get a term policy, this is usually for 10, 20, 40 years, for example. Okay, your whole life would be your permanent benefit. So this would last you a lifetime. Okay, now whole life comes with cash values as well. So anytime you want to withdraw money from your policy, you can. Okay, not to mention you can convert your term policy into a whole life policy if this is a convertible
So,
term life policy.
okay, give me 1 second. So you asked me this one work life from a work,
For
my
work.
I mean employer or that's my personal?
So that is through your employer, Arif. So that would be insurance through
Yeah.
work, any term life
Yeah.
policy that you may have
Okay. Okay. So it is up to the retirement.
up till retirement. So that would be your whole life policy then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put zero over here. Okay, do you have any accidental death benefit, Arif, through work?
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you how much that is? The face amount?
Accidental is I'm not sure, but probably 30K.
30,000? Okay. All right, what about your group? Do you have any group benefits, Arif? Any group coverage?
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you what the face amount is?
Group benefits is yearly though.
Okay, yeah.
And yearly it is around.
So we're looking for
Oh,
your face amount, not your premiums.
what do you mean?
Okay, so face amount that you might be covered for as part of your group benefits.
I don't.
Okay, so you have premiums on one side. This is something that you pay every month, okay, or um, every once in a while. Okay, and then you have your face coverage. So this is how much you get in case something happens. This is how much your family will get in case something happens to you.
Oh, okay.
God forbid.
Okay. All right. That is 50K too.
50,000 as well. Okay, perfect. All right. So anything else that you might have through work, Arif, that you may know of?
Korea, she doesn't have anything. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So we'll leave this one as it is. Okay, now insurance outside work. Okay, Arif, I'll start with you. Do you have whole life policy outside work?
No.
Is that a no? Okay. What about term policies? Do you have any term policy, any term
No,
coverage?
nothing. It's all none.
Is that all through work then?
Yeah, it's all through work only.
All
Same
right, perfect.
for y'all too.
Okay, perfect. Just give me one moment. All right, perfect. So now that we have that filled out, can I ask you if you rent or own your home, Marie? Okay,
That's my
so
own. My own.
your own. Okay, and can I ask you what the mortgage balance and the monthly payment is on your house?
Yeah, monthly payment around 2000.
2000. And can I ask you what the mortgage balance is, the leftover balance?
Around 350.
350. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, and can I ask you how many years you have left on your mortgage?
Mortgage I have around 6 years.
6 years. All right. And can I ask you the interest rate?
Interest rate, I don't recall, but probably is 3.75.
3.75. Okay, perfect. All right. Now, apart from that, do you have insurance to pay off your home in case of death? So let's say your mortgage insurance, in case something happens to you.
I think we do have mortgage insurance. I think so. No, no, say no.
Okay, is that a no? Okay, all right, perfect. What about your children? Okay, did you say your children were all grown up? Is that
It's
correct?
grown up but not married, and they are
Not married
independent.
yet? Okay, I see. All right, perfect. All right, now, apart from that, do you bank locally, Arif?
What is it?
Okay, do you have a local bank nearby where you
Yeah,
have a checking account or a savings
yeah,
account?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect. And can I ask you which type of account this might be?
CIBC.
It's CIBC. Is that a checking account or a savings account?
Oh, it's a checking account.
It's checking account. All right, perfect. Okay, now apart from that, can I ask you how much Furiel makes, if you happen to know how much she makes? An hour? Every hour?
Every hour, she is probably around 26.
Is that $26 an hour? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about your son?
Mine is, I can say, is probably around 40, 42.
42. Okay. And what about your expenses per month? Do you have any expenses per month, Arif?
Of course, this is the mortgage and all kind of stuff.
Okay. And how much does that total up to?
So
Okay, if you don't
all,
mind me asking.
I believe it's all together is 3,600.
3,600, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Just give me one moment. Okay, now based on what you've told me so far, I'm not sure if you're qualified yet, but you do have a chance. So what I can do is I can at least explain the benefits to you. Okay, your needs analysis works out benefits based on three things. Okay, your family situation, okay, benefits you already have, and income. And that's the information that I asked of you today. Okay, so what they have me do is ask you a couple of questions to see exactly what you might qualify for.
Okay.
Okay. Give me one moment. Now, before I go further, Arif, do you know anything about the power hour philosophy? Would you
No,
know anything about the power
no,
hour philosophy? No? Okay, let
no.
me explain. So, the power hour philosophy is a very old union principle that says members should take the first 1 or 2 hours of their weekly wage. and set it aside to protect themselves. Okay, provide for your family's future, so on and so forth. Now, 1 or 2 hours of your wage each week is roughly 1/40th of your income, right? Somewhere around there. Okay, that's not going to change your lifestyle, is it?
Mhm.
Perfect. So any financial planner would tell you to set aside 15 to 20% of your income. This program is based on 1 or 2 hours, which is only 2.5%. So all members can afford it. Okay, now a good example is if you get sent home early, Arif, okay, let's say an hour early one day, I'm sure you don't complain about it, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, there's food in the refrigerator, the lights are on, everything's going to be okay, right? It
Mhm.
also works the other way, where if your boss offers you an hour overtime, I'm sure you don't turn it down, right?
Mhm.
It's not like you're going to take that extra hour on your paycheck and go out and buy a new car, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. So that's the reason why they've set up this program, the way they've set it up, because they know that it's not going to change your lifestyle. Okay. But what it does, it protects you for when your family needs it the most. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Now, provided that you can qualify, they allow you to set aside anywhere between 20 and $120 a week. Okay. Now, why such a big range? Because every member has different situation, okay, and different needs, as well as
Mhm.
different hourly wages. Okay, so
Mhm.
what I'm obligated to do is show you what setting aside your 1 or 2 hours combined will do and what kind of protection that will provide. Okay. Then when I'm done, they would like to have your opinion on this report card that goes directly back to them. Is that fair?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. Okay, just give me one moment. All right, Arif, do you see my screen so far?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. So, provided that you qualify, they're concerned with three major areas. Okay, number one is accidental injuries. Okay, number two is funeral and final expenses. And number three is paycheck protection. Okay, now the first area they're concerned about is when you get injured in any type of accident. Okay, have either one of you thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident, Arif?
Mhm.
Is that a yes or a no?
This is for real, no?
Okay, so this is for both of you.
Okay.
All right. So have either one of you given a thought as to what you will do when you get injured in an accident? So I'm still waiting on a reply from you, Arif. Is that a yes or a no?
Sorry?
Okay, so once again, let me ask you the question again. Okay, have either one of you thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident? Have you given it a thought?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Labor Advisory Board and Globe Life have given it a lot of thought. Okay, their concern isn't that your medical bills won't be taken care of, Arif. Okay, because you do have health insurance to take care of that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when it's job related, when workers' compensation is there, okay, and a lot of members have some form of disability. Okay, what they're concerned about is lost wages and other expenses that start adding up. Okay, now Arif, okay, this is for both you and Farial. Okay, when you guys end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you to be there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so when you get the phone call, obviously you won't be working either. Is that correct, Arif?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you or Farial, when anyone get hurt, okay, when any one of you gets hurt, okay, you have to go to the emergency room and they're gonna send you $50, okay, just for taking the time off to get the injury looked at. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and this will be for treatment within 72 hours. All right. Now, apart from that, okay, this is for any kind of accident. Okay, so it doesn't matter if this is a car accident, it doesn't matter if this is an accident at workplace, so on and so forth. Okay, now that's money coming to you at home. Okay, the only exception is that when you have to stay overnight in the hospital. Okay, when you stay overnight in the hospital, they will send you your daily hospital benefit, which comes around $100. And this will be for up to a year, up to 365 days.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is for Riyal. Okay, so this comes around $700 a week for your daily hospital benefit for Riyal. Okay, apart from that, okay, you also have your intensive care benefit, your ICU. So in case you end up in the emergency room, you'll be covered up to 14 days and you'll receive $200 from American Income Life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Why I cannot eligible for this two?
Pardon me?
Why am I not covered for this three benefits? It's only for real cover, right? Under this?
That is correct.
Okay.
So unfortunately, Arif, at the moment, based on the information that you've given me so far, only Furial is covered for all these benefits.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Mhm.
apart from that, okay, let me ask you this. When this money comes in, will that help your family, Arif and Furial?
Yeah.
Okay, of course it will. Now, the only exception, as I said, is when you stay in intensive care. When you stay in intensive care, they will provide you with the compensation for up to 14 days. Okay. And that is around $1,400. Okay. For a week. Okay. Or $2,800 for 14 days. All right. Because when you're in intensive care, Arif, or when Furial is in intensive care, this is a life and death situation. Is that correct? Does that
Oh,
make sense? All right, perfect. Now, the second area that they're concerned was your final expenses. Okay. Now, Arif, let me ask you this. Who's going to be responsible for taking care of your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you?
my wife.
Exactly. Now, earlier I had to ask you if either one of you ever had to plan a funeral before, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I asked you that is because this is a very serious problem. The concern is not the fact that you're going to die because we all will, right? Is
Yeah.
that correct? All
Yeah.
right. So when we die, someone in our family has to go down and face the funeral director. Okay. Now, the funeral business is just like any other business out there. Okay. The funeral director will ask you for money up front. And if you don't have that payment, it will just delay the funeral. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Did you realize that?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Now, while your family is waiting for life insurance to come in, who has to take care of things in the meantime, Marie?
No.
That's right, the family, right? They
Yeah.
either have to take money out of their savings account if they have it, or worse yet, borrow it from the bank. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Right? So now what they've done is set up the freedom of choice certificate to take care of your final expenses. Okay, and this is what the certificate looks like. This is your freedom of choice. Probably have heard about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so each one of you will receive your own freedom of choice certificate that looks just like this.
Hmm.
Okay, and they call it the freedom of choice because it's good at any funeral home.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the way this works, when something happens to you, Arif, then Furiel can take this certificate to any funeral home you choose. And when the funeral director looks at it and says, I'm really sorry for your loss, Furiel, okay, Arif's funeral going to be so and so amount. How would you like to take care of that today? Okay, so at that point, all you have to say is, or all she has to say is, okay, Arif was a member of the local IBW and Globe Life and had the freedom of choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And everything will be taken care of from that point onwards. All right, so for y'all, okay, for any cause of death, okay, this comes around $15,000 that she's allocated to as part of the freedom of choice. And for you, Arif, you're entitled to $7,500. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. Now, the only exception to this is when you die in some kind of accident. Okay, so or if when something happens to you in any type of accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they're going to send your family an additional, okay, $10,000.
Mm.
Okay, this is for Farial. Okay, so if Farial happens to be in an accident, they will send you and the rest of the family $10,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Now, apart from that, when we die in an accident, can you guess what kind of accident that might be?
Yeah. Road accident, auto.
Road accident, exactly. Auto accident. Okay, so when we die in an accident, this is most likely a car accident, right? So in
Mm.
that case, they're gonna send for y'all. Okay, this is for y'all. So they're gonna send you and the rest of the family $20,000. Does that make sense, Arif?
Mm.
Okay, so this is if something happens to her, and God forbid something happens to her in a
Mm.
car accident. All right. Now, apart from that, when traveling in a common carrier, let's say a bus, plane, or a train, they'll be sending you around $50,000. Okay,
Mm.
this is for free, y'all.
Mm.
Okay, so they'll be sending you and the rest of the family $50,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, the third problem they're concerned about, Arif, is your paycheck. So that would be your and Farial's paycheck, since you both earn employment income. All
Mm.
right. Now, your local IBW, okay, does realize this, okay? And basically what they're saying is when you're on your way home from work and you get killed in a car accident or pass away from a stroke or heart attack, okay, is your paycheck going to keep coming in to support the rest of the family? Is it? So that's a question I'm asking you right now. Do you know if that paycheck is going to be coming in to support the rest of your family?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when something happens to you, Arif, obviously your paycheck will stop. Is that correct?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. So your paycheck disappears just like that. Okay. But let me ask you this. How long is the rest of the family going to survive with your paycheck or without your paycheck rather?
No, zero. One, not a one
Zero.
day.
Not 1 week. Okay, what about Furiel's paycheck? How long do you think the rest of the family will survive without Furiel's paycheck?
It's the total expenditures are is considering both income. So yeah, it does affect to the uh to
If
meet it. if something happened to her.
Makes sense. Okay, so it really depends on savings, right? Even less if you just put out for the funeral, okay, it's considerably less. Okay, taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying the bills, all
Mm,
that pretty much stays the same, right?
yeah.
All right, perfect. Okay, give me one moment. Okay, so unfortunately, based on the information you've given me so far, you do not qualify for paycheck protection. Okay, however, you are entitled to an overall sum of $42,500. Okay, based
Mm,
on what you've told me so far. Okay, now I know you're giving me all this information on behalf of Furiel. Okay, who would you like the beneficiary for this lump sum?
well, against mine is for real.
Okay, so again, this is for Furiel. So overall, if something happens, when something happens to Furiel, okay, she will be receiving 42,500. So the rest of the family will be receiving $42,500.
Mm,
Okay, who would you like the beneficiary to be?
beneficiary, yeah. I mean, in case of for real or in case of mine.
Okay, in case of Furiel, for example,
So, beneficiary is me,
that would be you. Okay, all right. And in case something happens to both of you, okay, who would you like the
my
beneficiary?
daughter, Adila.
Oh, okay, all right. And can I get the name for your daughter as well?
Adila, Adilah.
Adilah. And can I get the
Mm.
last name if you don't mind me asking?
Patel.
Okay, all right, perfect. So Arif, when something happens to either one of you or both of you, your daughter will be receiving $42,500 as part of this coverage over here.
Hmm.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah,
All right, perfect. Now, do you think this builds you an emergency fund?
yeah.
Okay, does it?
Hmm.
Right? So after 3 years, if things ever get tough financially, there'll be some money to help take care of your program during that time, so you don't lose it. Okay. There are also paid up benefits. So when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program and keep a reduced paid up final benefit for the rest of your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Now, apart from that, let's talk about your terminal illness rider. Have you ever thought about what you will do when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, Arif?
Could you please repeat?
A terminal illness. Okay, so a terminal illness would be a critical illness. Okay, however, a critical illness where you know you've only got some time to live. Okay, which means if you've been diagnosed with a disease that is so severe that it's not treatable and you have no other option, okay, that would be called a terminal illness.
Mm.
All right, so have you ever thought about what you will do when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness?
I have no idea.
No idea. Okay, well, they put a lot of thought into it. Okay. In fact, they realize they're going to need a lot of money.
Mm.
Okay. That you're going to need a lot of money.
Yeah,
So if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness and not expected to live for more than 12 months, for example, they're going to be sending you half the final expense and paycheck protection. Okay.
good.
Now,
That's good.
um, exactly. Now, Arif, in that case, okay, give me one moment. Let me just double check. Okay, Arif. So unfortunately, based on the information you've given me so far, okay, I do not see any coverage amount for you when it comes to your terminal illness. Okay, just give me one moment.
Mm.
All right, now, Arif, apart from the terminal illness, there's also a strike and layoff clause. Okay, so that way you don't lose your program. In fact, in the case of a union strike, okay, they will take care of your benefits for up to a year, and you don't have to pay it back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, even if you can't work just even for a day, okay, because of a strike, okay, they'll take care of your benefits not only for a week, okay, but for the entire month. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, now apart from your strike, you also have your layoffs. Okay, as long as you've been working for the past 12 months, they'll take care of your program for up to 3 months, and you don't have to pay it back. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, now all these benefits are guaranteed and non-cancelable. Okay, which means if you qualify, then no matter what happens in the future to your health, your age, or habits, no one can ever take them away from you. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right, perfect. So now that I've showed you what setting aside 1 or 2 hours will do for you and your family, let's review it together to make sure it's clear. Okay. Your accidental injury benefits are there for your family. Your freedom of choice covers you as well as for y'all and any kids that you may have. You did tell me, or for y'all did tell me that you guys don't have any kids. They're all grown up, not under the age of 18. Okay. But in case something happens to either one of you, they will cover the kids as well for any cause of death. Okay. And is there until it needs to be used. Okay. Your paycheck protection, unfortunately, you don't have paycheck protection right now as we speak because of the information that you've given me so far. But all the other protection that you have will cover you. Okay. Moving forward, doesn't matter what happens to you. Okay. So even if you change your jobs, okay, get very sick or move to a different location, let's say a different city, okay, your permanent benefits will cover you no matter what. Does that make sense?
Mm.
All right, perfect. Now, can you see why these are so important for you, Arif, and the family?
Yeah, it's
Very important, right?
yep.
All right. Okay, now, my job is to explain the benefits and help you get enrolled in the benefits so you qualify. Okay, the best part is they've set up your benefits like a payroll deduction. Okay, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. Okay, that way, when you change jobs or retire, you never have to worry about losing your benefits. Okay, because they're under your control, not your employers or the union. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Now, okay, Arif, I know Faryal is not there, but for you, let's face it. Okay, we're all gonna die. Okay, is that correct?
Uh-huh.
We don't have a choice. So either we deal with this now, or someone in our immediate family, like your brother, sister, child, will have to deal with it. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. All right. Now, before you get started, you will have to answer some medical questions. Okay, to see if you can even qualify.
Mhm.
Okay, just give me one moment. Okay, now we can skip some of the questions over here because you've already answered for both of you, for both you and for y'all. Okay, so what
Yeah.
we can do is we can skip those questions. Okay, now we may have gotten ahead of ourselves here while we're thinking about what option makes the most sense for your family. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up your um, profile over here to see if you can even qualify. Okay, and then we'll find a program that fits your needs today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.